All right, Michael, this is an interesting perspective from Dak Prescott on that. Do you agree that the Cowboys are very close to the Eagles?
Yes. Yes. And I agree with what Dak was saying there, that they are close to the Eagles and getting possibly come up and have something with the Commanders because of familiarity and playing them all the time. So you'll get an opportunity, and yes, you can beat them. You'll split a season with them, wins and losses. You'll split a season with the Commanders. Dak has had great success. Commanders, his record is 11-2 against the Commanders. 11-2. Against Philadelphia, his record is 6-1. At home, 6-1. So Dak Prescott has been playing some great football against those teams. Against the whole NFC East, his record is 33-8. That's a great record. But you don't just go through the East. You got to go through the rest of the league. And you know the problems you had with San Francisco. You know the problems you've had with the Green Bay Packers. You know problems you've had with everyone else. That 805 winning percentage comes down to 45 and 43, you see. So the familiarity with the NFC East, yes, he's right when he looks at those two teams. But he has to look at the whole league because you got to go through more than your division to get to a Super Bowl. So you can be close to those teams, but you're not close to a Super Bowl.
I understand what Dak is saying, but they're not close. They're not, like, close is saying we're a Super Bowl contender too.
Right.
Like, Dallas as constructed is not a Super Bowl contender. Like, let's be realistic. Oh, because you win a couple regular season games. Listen, this team, like, I get it. You're a leader. You want to show some positivity in the locker room. You want to be optimistic and all of these things. But, like, you said, that's like saying the Charlotte Hornets are this close to the Boston Celtics. No, you're not. You guys haven't won a playoff game. You guys haven't won a playoff series. Y'all haven't, like, come on. Y'all haven't been, like, let's be realistic. Like, but I get it. Dak, you're a great leader. Interviews, you say all the right things. But being close means you guys are ready to win a Super Bowl as constructed right now. And they're not there yet. They're just not.
Yeah, they're not even remotely close to the Eagles. No.
Yeah.
I understand. It's a little bit of wordplay what he's doing there.
Right.
Like yes, you do sometimes split with these teams because you play in the division with the Eagles.
A year.
So you know that you can beat the Eagles, but the Eagles just went through the NFC, beat all of those teams, and then they beat the two-time champion Kansas City Chiefs on the other side very, very badly.
Very bad.
So, no, they're not close to the Eagles. Just because, to Paul's point, you can steal a game or two or win a game or two during the regular season because you have familiarity within the division does not mean that you are even close to the same type of team. That means nothing. The postseason is what matters, and the Eagles just did everything there is to do in the postseason, including stomp out the back-to-back champion Kansas City Chiefs. So no, they're not close. It's very clever.
Right.
Very clever.
And I see it too. I can understand, especially when he starts going back to those 12 and 5 years with the talent. And this goes back to what I always say. Yeah, okay, you guys have had those records and you were close to those teams because you had the skill. But when it gets to the playoff time, when everybody's more hungry and more dug in, you couldn't dig the wheel. Yeah. You couldn't get on that level. What you saw Philadelphia do Sunday, I have never seen this Cowboy team reach that level of will where you say, I don't care, you're not beating me. That's what they said to the Kansas City Chiefs. There was nothing. We can talk about who did this and who did that and who did that. There was nothing nobody in red could have done to stop what those dudes had intended in green.
Nope.
That's why it was so dominating. And that's not just skill, that's also will. And we ain't never see that kind of hunger from the Dallas Cowboys. And that's what it takes to get there. So I understand what he's saying. We just got to get more hungry.
I'll try to understand, but, like, you understand there's stages and there's levels to this. Like,
right.
These lights over here, like, let's look up right here. You see them lights over there? There's difference to these ones than these big ones, huh? Them little ones, and then there's big ones. Dallas ain't showing me they can play under them big lights.
Big lights. That's it.
No, and not definitely out of the division either. Focusing on those Eagles, Josh Sweat led the team in the Super Bowl with 2.5 sacks. He is set to be a free agent this offseason, and he told reporters, quote, "Money's important, sure, but I want to be in the right situation." So, Paul, what is more important once you've won a ring, money or more rings?
That's a great question. I always like to understand, how old are you at the time? Where you at in your career?
Come from.
You know, like for me, when I was younger, and if I had won a ring young, and I haven't had that payday, and they like, "Oh, Paul, well, we'll give you 5 for 50 years. And you'll have another chance to win another ring," but they over here saying, "Hey, we got $100 million for you for the same amount of years." I got to make a business decision, Joy. You know, I mean, it just is what it is, because you got to understand the lifespan of an athlete on how you maximize your pay potential is short. You know, and you have to take that in consideration. And I'm not the only one making this decision. I got to go talk to mama, brother, kids, wife.
Yep.
Listen, I got to talk to them. And if they all come to concessions like, we can really use this, like, you won, and that was your goal, right? This is important for the family, and all the way down the line, you can take care of a lot of people. This is a dream come true. And that's what people got to understand. It's bigger than just you.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, when the money discrepancy is big, then it was a large gap, then that's an easy decision to make.
Right.
But when you win, say like Sweat wins with Josh Sweat wins with the Philadelphia Eagles, and now you're a free agent, and someone's pulling you away, and the money is within reason.
Right.
You see.
Right.
So now I have to look into this. I'm going to leave Philadelphia and go to a place that are trying to build for an extra $2 million a year or $3 million a year. I don't know that I would do that.
Right.
Because what I forego on that front end, I know I can make up on the back end if we get another ring and get another championship. And I know I'm going to have that opportunity with this group. So those are the things that I must take into, or where I'm going. Am I still in a big market? Mm-hmm. Are you going to give me this money and I go to one of those small markets? All of that stuff matters, man. So, yeah, the ring matters. I would like to get that money and keep working on getting another ring like I did, and actually win on the back end. I still make millions of dollars signing autographs.
That don't guarantee you another ring either.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But let me tell you, it holds you tight to where you did get a championship. And you can always make some money. You always be big in that city.
It's on the franchise. Everybody ain't Dallas. Everybody ain't the Boston Celtics.
You're right. You're right. Paul, you come on, Paul. You're right, Paul. You walk around Boston like you know what I mean. You can walk right in the arena. They blah blah blah. Right. I walk right. I ain't never had a ticket to get in nowhere in Dallas.
It's different in some places where you win.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But that's why I would have to. I ain't leaving Dallas.
There are so many
what I'm saying.
variables
I ain't leaving
when it comes to this. It's a good situation to be in, because once you have a ring, you can make decisions from a very different space. I agree with you. If there's a massive pay discrepancy here, then you're making a very easy decision.
Yeah.
You can't be turning down that money that you're not going to make that money back.
Especially when you got 16 brothers and sisters like me waiting on every dime.
Yeah. I would also say when it's not a quarterback, that kind of changes things as well. Like you know what I mean? Like a quarterback may really has to think about the situation that you're in. If you are anything other than a quarterback, you can go different places and make lots of money, and maybe you won't have the exact same opportunity, but you could still feel like you're contributing. I think it's different for quarterbacks as well. Everything is affecting them, the coaching, the line, what real opportunity you have to win, and we judge them and their legacies in a completely different way. Once you have a championship, go make your money.
Right.
You know, if you can be in a great situation to make your money, but no one's judging you to go and get that check.
Yeah, right.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.